Currently Kirkland, your source for city news and events in the community. With Pam Jardine at the news desk, stay up to date with weekly news reports and what's happening in Kirkland. Now, here's Pam.
Welcome to Currently Kirkland, where every week you can engage with your community by discovering the latest developments in, around, and about your city. I'm Pam Jardine. Crews are continuing to transform Northeast 85th Street, one of the city's busiest arterials, into a more efficient and more pedestrian-friendly corridor. They are now undergrounding utility wires on the south side of Northeast 85th Street between 124th Avenue Northeast and 132nd Avenue Northeast. This phase of the Northeast 85th Street corridor project is anticipated to be complete later this fall. By June, crews had already undergrounded the conduit for utility wires on the north side of Northeast 85th Street from 120th Avenue Northeast to 124th Avenue Northeast. The undergrounding of utility wires is part of a broader effort to change the look of one of the city's busiest corridors. Last year, crews improved the efficiency of the intersection at 114th Avenue Northeast and Northeast 85th Street. There, the city added a turn lane, a bike lane, updated the traffic controller, and converted the vehicle detection system from an inductive loop system to a video detection system. That system will eventually enable traffic engineers to monitor and coordinate traffic flow throughout the entire city from their desks. On Northeast 53rd Street in the Central Houghton neighborhood, crews will be replacing 4 sewer manholes and 850 linear feet of a sewer line that has already exceeded its intended life. Replacing the manholes will close the intersection of 108th Avenue Northeast at Northeast 53rd Street sometime after August 13th for 10 consecutive days. The exact dates have yet to be determined. Once they have completed work in the intersection, crews will replace the sewer line and manholes along Northeast 53rd Street from 108th Avenue Northeast to 111th Avenue Northeast. To minimize impacts on traffic and to avoid digging up the street, crews will use a method called pipe bursting to replace the sewer line. Kirkland's Public Works Department has been concerned about the sewer line along these 4 blocks of Northeast 53rd Street for some time now. All 4 of the manholes are more than 50 years old and are constructed of brick, which is more vulnerable to roots and groundwater. The most problematic of the 4 manholes is in the intersection of 108th Avenue Northeast and Northeast 53rd Street. It's 25 feet deep and only 36 inches wide, too narrow and too deep for workers to maintain it safely. For updates on both of these projects, visit kirklandwa.gov and type Capital Improvement Projects in the search bar. Kirkland's Planning Commission will be discussing proposed changes to 5 of the city's 47 commercial zones at a June 28th Planning Commission public hearing, and it is inviting the public to take part in the discussions. Ultimately, the commissioners will be working towards a series of recommendations they'll prescribe to the City Council. The public hearing begins at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers. Specifically, the commissioners will be discussing proposed amendments that would clarify building requirements within those 5 commercial zones. One of the amendments, for example, would replace the requirement that commercial uses consume 75% of the ground floors with the requirement that the building's street frontage should be dedicated to commercial use. Another amendment would restrict drive-thrus and auto service stations within the neighborhood business zone. One of the more significant issues the Commission will weigh in on June 28th is how many residential units a mixed-use project can house in the neighborhood business zone. This question emerged late last year when Dargy Enterprises proposed a 4-story mixed-use building on Lake Street. That proposed building would contain 6,200 square feet of ground floor commercial space and 143 residential units in the stories above. In response, the City Council halted development in the city's 2 neighborhood business zones for a year so the Planning Commission could study the zone's compliance with Kirkland's comprehensive plan. The upcoming hearing is part of the process that has included study sessions and other public hearings. For more information on the upcoming meeting, visit kirklandwa.gov and type Code Updates in the search bar. Last week, Cascade Bicycle Club President Daniel Weise showed us how efficient our bike commutes can be when we map our routes in advance. And he showed us where to find maps designed specifically for cyclists. Now that you're on the road, Daniel will let us in on one tip that will make roads more efficient.
One thing when you're riding urban or semi-urban is the issue of stoplights and the fact that they have to actually detect you in order to get the green light that you want. And so very often for when they're metered, there is a little bike box. It's a bike with a little X on it where you're supposed to stop and put your bike in order for the light to detect you and give you the green that you want.
Remember, you can access any episode of Currently Kirkland on demand on the city's website, on your mobile devices, and on YouTube. We'd also love to hear from you. If you have any ideas, news tips, suggestions, or comments, please send them to kirklandtv@kirklandwa.gov. Thanks for watching Currently Kirkland.